is Sabina, and I'm on the negative side of this argument, and I'm going to explain the disadvantages of the affirmative solution. First, the cost of not building the HST system is higher than building it, and the HSR can also reduce pollution and our dependence on foreign sources and energy. So first I'm going to talk about how the cost of not building the high-speed train system. I'm going to talk about the cost of not building the high-speed train system. The estimated $82 billion needed to expand our highways and airports to meet similar demand expected to be carried by the high-speed train system is a very conservative figure. The analysis between the conclusion was part of authorities' certified statewide program, IRS, EIS, and is extensively peer-reviewed by other agencies, organizations, and the public. A critical part of the FRA's statewide program, EIS document, was the development of the model alternative to compare against the high-speed train alternative and the no project alternative. The model alternative is basically keeping the present infrastructure in place, which is what my opponents are advocating. The model alternative consists of hypothetical future expansions of highways and airports serving the same geographic areas as the proposed high-speed train system. The model alternative was developed to provide equivalent capacity to reserve the represented demand for intercity travel and was derived from the ridership forecast for high-speed train systems operating in 2020. Using representative high-speed train demand rather than the high-speed train capacity for defining the highway and air transportation improvements was a very conservative assumption. The high-speed train alternative would have the capacity to carry out 3 to 4 times the 68 million annual passengers forecasted to use the high-speed train system by 2020. Developing a model alternative based on the level of capacity similar to the high-speed train systems would have resulted in more extensive highway and air improvements, so much that would have been considered unreasonable. In developing the model alternative analysis was conducted to identify the most reasonable, feasible, and practical highway and air transportation improvements that could best meet the purpose and need and objective. The improvements considered for each mode are capacity-oriented, including additional traffic lanes for highways, which associated interchange reconfiguration and ramp improvements, additional gates and runways for airports with associated taxiways, parking and passenger terminal facilities. And this corresponds to the represented demand for a proposed highway train system. The highway component of the model alternative consists of over 2,900 lane miles of highway capacity added to the no project highway network. In addition, the air transportation component of the model alternative consists of 5 new runways and 90 new gates added to California's major existing commercial airports. To limit potential cost and environmental impacts, capacity improvements focus on expanding existing transportation facilities instead of creating new transportation corridors. Lastly, I'd like to expand on a claim my partner has touched on. We won't have to rely on foreign oil so much, and we can reduce the amount of harmful pollutants. High-speed trains draw power from electrical grid, which is fueled primarily by domestically produced energy sources such as coal. Plus, trains require about 1/3 as much energy per passenger miles, automobiles, and airplanes. Although nothing powered through a grid is entirely carbon neutral, high-speed trains produce no direct emissions. As for greenhouse gases, the carbon footprint of HSR is considerably lighter than that of planes and autos. The HSR producing half as much carbon dioxide emissions as airplanes and 1/6 as much as cars. According to California High-Speed Rail Authority, the proposed HSR system from San Francisco to San Diego will eliminate 18 billion pounds of greenhouse gas emissions and reduce the state's dependency on foreign oil by up to 22 million barrels per year, which is a significant amount. The benefits of establishing the HSR system clearly outweigh the benefits of the model alternative system suggested by my opponent in all aspects, including economic and environmental issues.